PTK Leadership Presentation by Natalie Morris. Who was Captain America? Captain America's real name is Steve Rogers. He was born in Brooklyn. His mother died of an illness earlier on in the movie, and his best friend's name was Bucky Barnes. Also, he was born as a very small man, but later we'll see that he becomes a bigger man and has strength, muscles, and just becomes bigger. But he was born as a small man. What can be learned from Captain America's life to help us in our pursuit of leadership? Well, first, he shows us how to fight for what we believe in. He shows us that, as in the first movie, Captain America, the First Avenger, he shows us that when he fights, he keeps on enlisting and enlisting and enlisting to go in the army, and he doesn't care that he may not, that each time he's rejected, because he just knows he wants to fight, and he believes in being able to fight in the war, and he keeps on doing it. He shows us not to give up, and he shows us to keep going as well. And that'll help us reach what we need, or reach our best point in leadership. He keeps going. No matter how many times he's been told no or rejected, he keeps on until he finds that he gets accepted with the doctor. The doctor accepts him. He has an incredible strength, and he shows that when in the first movie, Captain America, the First Avenger, he shows that he has great strength. He's getting hurt while he's getting the serum that the doctor is giving him to become stronger. He's having the serum injected into him, and everyone's saying, no, cut it off. It's hurting him. And even when it's hurting him, he says, no, I can handle it. I can take this. Let me show you. And he comes out the other side strong, and just it shows what he is, his heart of gold from the inside to the outside. He's very brave as well. And I say he's brave because when in the first movie, Captain America, the First Avenger, he's brave when he goes up against Smith, the Red Skull for Hydra. He goes up against him no matter what everyone else says. He fights him, and in the end, he wins. He beats the Red Skull. He also helps us in our pursuit of leadership. He helps us know what it's like to have a team, what it's like to help lead that team. In Captain America, the First Avenger, he shows us that when he has a team of soldiers and his best friend Bucky Barnes, and they go around to different Hydra camps, and they defeat these Hydra camps, and he does that by leading his team and helping them to get to where they need to be successively. He does that, and he shows us how we should all strive to be like that, all strive to do like that wonderful for our team. What lessons or tactics can we learn from Captain America about leadership? Well, first of all, we can learn how to help keep our team going, and he does this in the movie The Avengers. He has a new team, not the same team from prior, but he has a new team in this movie, and it's a completely different era as well, with Tony Stark, Bruce Banner, Natasha Romanoff. He when they're in the middle of the fight, and they're trying to keep these Chitauri aliens from destroying their home, from destroying New York, the world, from taking over, including Loki. He gives them a speech, and I know a speech may not seem all that much, but he gives them this amazing speech, and just as they're feeling down, as they're feeling like they can't do enough to keep the Chitauri aliens from defeating them and taking over their home, he gives this speech, and it helps them to feel relieved, to feel like they can do something, to feel like they can win against these obstacles that life has thrown them. And they do. That helps uplift them, and they do defeat the Chitauri. They do keep New York safe. They do all of these things because he shows that he believes in them, and he helps them to believe in themselves with his speeches and to keep going. He will do anything he can to keep the world safe. He shows us in each movie, but he also shows us in The Winter Soldier, where he lays down his life to help his friend, but he does that and also helping defeat Hydra that had attached itself to S.H.I.E.L.D. and he even goes down with the helioplanes or carriers. I think it's helicarriers. And he goes down with them, with his friend, to help save his friend and to help keep the world safe. And he can only relax once he knows that he's done that, which is keep that world safe no matter what. He also does that in the Avengers, where he comes back after 70 years under the ice. All his friends are gone, and he doesn't know no one in this strange new world, and he shows us that he will fight in the Avengers as well, just to keep this world safe. He wants everyone to stay safe. And he also shows us that he will always want to do the right thing. And he shows us that when he goes and in the movie, The Civil War, the Marvel movie, The Civil War, he shows us when he does not sign with Tony Stark, when he wants to continue to be able to do the right thing or the moral thing for the world, and he does not want to be controlled, where he can go help people in any part of the country or the United States or any of the world as well, to go help them if there's anywhere in need that he feels he can do more good than harm. He wants to go do that, and that's the right thing. Quotes from Captain America. I don't like bullies. I don't care where they're from. I can do this all day, and I'm with you till the end of the line. Who was Cleopatra? Cleopatra was born in 7069 BCE, and she died August 30th BCE. She became queen after her father, Ptolemy XII Auletes, died in 51 BCE. And she was also the youngest known queen of Egypt. After her father died, she was the youngest queen of Egypt. And she also ruled successfully with her two brothers, first one being Ptolemy XII and the second one being Ptolemy XIV. And then later on, she ruled with her son, Ptolemy XV Caesarion, who was believed to be the love child of her, Cleopatra, and Julius Caesar. She was also known as the lover of Julius Caesar, who was in Rome, and the wife of Mark Antony as well. She was a popular ruler. She was known to be charismatic and kind, but she also showed us how she could be ruthless just to stay in her leadership. And when I say that, I mean when I say she's ruthless or was known to be ruthless at times, she killed several of her family members just to stay in power, just to stay in leadership over Egypt. So she showed us that you can be popular, as charismatic and kind, but she also showed us that you need to be ruthless to stay in the leadership. She showed us how to make your nation powerful and great again. When she went to Rome, Egypt was close to falling under Rome's empire, and she built it back up to where she could stall the fall of it going into Rome. And she helped to maintain the leadership of Egypt in front of other people as well, in front of other nations when they were trading. What lessons or tactics can we learn from Cleopatra about leadership? Well, first of all, we can learn how to rule. She was a great ruler. She was known to be popular. She had a great use of public relations. She was skillful. She had a skillful talent when it came to public relations. She also knew when trading with nations, she knew about 7 languages or over that amount, to where she could talk to them, and where she could trade to them and make good alliances with them. Like when she was trading all the way from Arabia to even India. She also knew it was good to give public information to everyone so they will help support you better. When doing this, she used tax incentives and events to help support her reign and to help continue to support her reign. And how to learn to use what you already have and make it better. When I say this, I mean she uses. Egypt has a navy already, and when she comes back, she's learned that they may have a good navy, but she wants to make it better, where they can stay out of Rome's empire, and where they can help keep themselves safe from anybody who wishes them harm. So she builds up Egypt's navy. I'm sorry. And she also does well with the farmers. She knows that the taxes could be a burden on the farmers, so she relieves that burden. She relieves the pressure of the taxes on the farmers. She also gives information for agricultural to everyone. Like, for instance, she does good with helping them know about the whole irrigation, floods, and irrigation for the crops as well, which can help everyone out as well. So she knows to give public information to everyone to help support her kingdom better. Who was John Lewis? John Lewis was born on February 21st, 1940, and then he died on July 17th, 2020. He lived in Alabama. His parents, in fact, were sharecroppers, and he did well to help them. He knew it was okay, it was good to help them. He was a freedom rider, a civil rights leader, and a congressman. And when I say, and one of the other reasons he decided he wanted to go into civil rights leader or help promote change or help be a freedom rider or even in Congress was because he was inspired to help create change. He was inspired by Martin Luther King Jr. and he was inspired by Rosa Parks, which were two great in helping with civil rights, who are great advocates as well. What can be learned from John Lewis's life to help us in our pursuit of leadership? Well, first thing that can help us learn and to be better in leadership is to learn how to fight for what you believe in. I believe John Lewis showed us that best of all when he continues to fight and fight and fight to promote the change that he wants to help show in the world, which he helps show as he becomes congressman later on, which helps us show you can do anything you put your mind to, and you can help promote change, which is what he does as a congressman. He showed people how to help create change for the better, which he does. He shows that as a civil rights leader as well. He shows us how to be courageous. He shows us that even in the face of pain or possibility of death, to not back down from what you believe in. And those two are intertwined. And when I say they're intertwined, I mean when he shows us how to keep going in the face of pain. When he was a freedom rider, there was a day called Bloody Sunday, and on that, and it was to the point where when he was a freedom rider, he was getting beaten to that. One day he got almost beaten to almost death, and he showed you have to be courageous. You have to keep going. You have to, in the face of possibility of death, no matter what, you have to be the change that you want to see. Quotes from John Lewis: do not get lost in a sea of despair. Be hopeful. Be optimistic. Our struggle is not the struggle of a day, a week, a month, or a year. It is the struggle of a lifetime. Never, ever be afraid to make some noise, get in trouble, get in good trouble, necessary trouble. Freedom is not a state, it is an act. It is not some enchanted garden perched high on a distant plateau where we can finally sit down and rest. Freedom is a continuous action we must all take, and each generation must do its part to create an even more fair, more just society. My dear friends, your vote is precious, almost sacred. It is the most precious nonviolent tool we have to create a more perfect union. Here's my works cited in MLA format. Here's some more. And here's my works cited in MLA format for my Marvel movies with Captain America in them, with my examples of Captain America.